button. I just forgot to set the live intro. All right.
It
And if
happens.
you're wondering what I'm reacting to, it's this. My co-host is mocking me through the buttons. I gotta love it. He had 20 seconds and he used that to mock me. I'm so proud.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, hey, welcome to Pop Culture Addicts. This is our live show. We're so very glad to have you. Tonight is a very important night for Star Wars fans. Happy May the 4th to all who celebrate. I am, of course, wearing my Chopper shirt, everyone's favorite war criminal.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, I
although Ben
finally,
might have
after like 2 years of having this figure still in the package on the shelf that my daughter found for me in a clearance bin, I finally took Maul out of his case,
nice.
and now he's gonna like stand here and criticize me everything I do.
That's fair, as a good Maul should. But yeah, so tonight we have lots to talk about. We're going to talk about May the 4th. We're going to talk about Maul, Shadow Lord, episodes 9 and 10, and look back on the whole season and just some thoughts there. So really excited to hear what you guys think of the season, what you think of the show, all that kind of fun stuff. John and I are going to have our own thoughts and ideas about things. Please feel free to contradict us if you have any other points. We love a good discussion, and we know we're not always right.
Well, okay,
we're both married. We're both
Maybe you're
married
not
men.
always
We're
right.
told, no, we're both married men. We're told all the time we're not right. That's just the way this works. I know your wife.
Yep. She's a delight, and I love her unconditionally.
Smart man. Smart
I know
man.
she's watching.
Exactly. Smart man.
And I would say that
All
even
right.
if she wasn't watching.
Because
Also, I
there's a
think we
chance she
planned on
might
doing
watch
this-
later.
Hadn't we planned on doing this every week, but then life got in the way, so
Yeah. Speaking of the wife.
you're a delight, babe. I love you.
Oi.
You're the only person I've ever actually signed paperwork to say I want to hang out with this person forever.
That's a fair point.
I did paperwork. Okay, sure, that's one of my hobbies. But anyway.
All right, guys. Yeah, like I said, tonight we are going to talk about May the 4th, the season finale. So, hey, again, let's go to the mall. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Look, any chance that I have to squeeze in a Robin Sparkles, How I Met Your Mother comment, it's going to happen.
Challenge accepted. You okay?
She said, I put the wrong date on it. It's May the 4th. Today's May the 4th, right?
No. The marriage license. I put the wrong date on the marriage license.
Oh.
Because
okay.
We got married December 13th, 2014, right? 12, 13, 14. For some reason, while I'm filling out the form at the back of the hall, I put December 12th. Now, it could be because I was still recovering from what her brothers put me through Thursday night. It could be that I was tired and just happy to be there. Or it could be my personal favorite theory. I just wanted to marry you sooner, Kathleen.
Okay, we're going to go back to this comment. Suck up. Okay, for a minute there, I really thought that she was talking about me putting the wrong date on this card I made. I'm like, wait a second. It's May the 4th. I know I didn't get that wrong. Happy Star Wars Day to you too, Brandon. Welcome to the show, buddy. But yeah, so like tonight, so before we get started, just as a reminder, we are very thankful for the support of Level Up Sabers and Once Upon a Tea, and of course, viewers like you guys. All of you who are in the chat, we thank you ahead of time. And if you have a moment, please click the like button. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. It's a big deal. It helps us out a ton. Kathleen would like to clarify that you're the only person you've voluntarily done paperwork for.
Yes.
But when he got it wrong, when I literally chose the easiest wedding date.
Yes, but I had for 9 months before that been like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend?
Hey, you're not that late, Brandon. You're only a couple minutes. We really haven't even gotten started into anything. So really, you haven't missed anything. So welcome to the show. He's yeah.
It's a Monday.
Can you stay on? Can you stay on the show long enough for her to walk in and smack you upside the back of the head?
No,
Thane, march in the
no.
room. Do it. Anyway, okay. Again, but thanks to everyone. And if you haven't clicked like on today's episode already, please do so. It's a big help. All right. So tonight, topic numero uno is May the 4th. And I've been watching a lot of things on TikToks and Reels today, and spending a lot of time over on Threads. And the thing that's kind of amusing to me is the number of people who think that May the 4th is a good day to give what they think is a hot take by crapping on something Star Wars. So
She's picking the lock on the door.
You're gonna get smacked. But I'm also happy by the number of people that I see coming into the comments on these things, reminding them that number one, this is May the 4th. This is this is something to be celebrated. This is a happy day. This is a good day for everybody, and that Star Wars is for everyone, not just the misogynistic buttholes who decide they want to try and put people down. So
she's still trying to unlock the door.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll be right back.
No. All right. So while John is away and displaying my Star Wars RPG character, my Force-sensitive Ugnaught, let's talk about Star Wars. So put it in the comments. Here's a quick question for you guys. What is your favorite Star Wars moment? Is it wrapped up in a movie, a TV show? Is it wrapped up in animation, comic book, an EU, a Legends book? Is there something? What is your favorite Star Wars moment? I guess that's the best way to ask that question. I have a couple that really stand out to me.
Okay, my favorite was when it wasn't Han shot first, it was Han shot. He was the only one who got a shot off. Hi,
Kathleen.
Ow. Right on the bald spot.
Come watch the violence inherent in the system.
Help, I'm being repressed.
He likes it.
That's beside the point. Brandon would like to know, Kathleen, how's life? So Kathleen can respond to you from the comment sections there, Brandon. But yeah, so guys, what's your favorite Star Wars moment? So for me, my favorite Star Wars moment, it's a combination of things. I have some very distinct things about Star Wars that I love. I love Empire Strikes Back. It's my all-time favorite movie. I love the fight between Luke and Vader before he realizes who Vader is and what he is and all these different things and all the things that go into that. And then even though they're kind of sad moments, they are some of my favorite moments. I love Clone Wars season 7 with the execution of Order 66 and getting a chance to really see what's going on with that and how that tied into other Star Wars media and other depictions of Order 66. And again, back to Star Wars animation, the death of Kanan Jarrus. It's a sad moment, but it's also one of my favorite moments because it's one of the most selfless acts by a Jedi that you will see in Star Wars. And later we're going to talk about one of my new favorite moments in Star Wars because holy crap, I nearly crapped a brick. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So
my favorite Star Wars moments. Wow. That's a lot. Probably like, okay, so my mom took me to see Empire when I was 14 months old.
Okay.
So Star Wars has always just been like the background. You know, I was 4 when Jedi came out.
Right.
So seeing the re-releases in the theater in, what was that, 97, 98, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Being able to see them all on the big screen for the first time I could actually remember, that was pretty awesome. But
Yep.
then also, so when episode 1 came out, everybody was pre-buying their tickets, reserving their tickets and everything. It was like one of the first times that was really a thing. I worked night shift. I woke up at noon. I stumbled into the theater, but like, one, please. And I got like right in the middle of the theater. It was great.
I remember when they re-released the special edition of the original trilogy, and on DVD, and you could get it on either widescreen or regular. And it came with a 4th disc with all these behind the scene things, and there was a snippet of a video game, I think, in there, and all these different things. And I remember waiting at, I think I was at a Meijer, waiting at Meijer for them to like cut the shrink wrap off the side of the box so that I could grab my DVD set.
Yeah.
And of course, I bought those again, all as digital, all as Blu-ray, and I have them all on VHS. And just no matter where I go, I've got a format that'll work.
Oh, did you buy the special edition of episode 1 VHS that had like the film cells in it?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I kind of wish I would have.
Kathleen, if we intersect the sound of my head getting slapped with Tim's butt ums, we could probably make a really sick dance track.
Buttum.
There's something wrong with us psychologically.
That's going on a blooper reel somewhere. Okay, so
blooper reel. That's the highlight reel, man.
Highlights, yeah. We don't have bloopers. We have highlights. We have opportunities for awesomeness. That's what we have. or something. Yeah. PCA goes EDM.
I have ideas now.
I bet you do. I'm always worried about your ideas because somehow they transfer into our RPG and lead to danger.
Well, okay, these episodes in particular, I think you should be worried about because, there's this nice little intersection of our reality and that art. And
so I went from very, very excited to, oh crap, John's going to use this. I literally said that out loud.
Oh crap, John was watching this at 6:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like,
yay, John has an idea.
No coffee, no food, just Vader.
No filter, all chaser. There it was.
Yep.
All right. So, hey guys, if you're watching and you want to put in your favorite Star Wars moment in the comments, please feel free to do so. We would love to see what has influenced your love for Star Wars over the years. Please put in the comments. We'll put it up on screen. We'll talk about it no matter where we're at in the show. So please feel free to share.
I have another one. So I lived in Kentucky for 1 year, 3 months and a week. Okay.
That's very
I got out early on good behavior. Anyway. And so I worked night shift there too. I would load the interstate semis for UPS. And so driving back and forth to work to make myself stay awake, I would listen to the X-Wing novels on these things called cassettes.
Yes.
Kids nowadays might not remember these little plastic things. Sometimes some musicians sell them on like Bandcamp and stuff now. Anyway, so I would have the Star Wars story going, but they would mix in the sound effects and the music from the movies. So I'm middle of the night, no lights anywhere, Kentucky side roads, up hills, back and forth, winding, It sounded like I was in an X-Wing, and it kind of felt like I was in one too. I was a little sleep deprived. So, yeah, I got through the whole series that way, just driving back and forth to work.
All right. Oh, hey, I want to show you guys something. John already knows about these things, but if you
I do.
guys ever want to get some of our merch, we have stickers. Oh,
Stickers.
look at that one. That one's got the reflection on it. That's always kind of cool. And then, of course, we got just the regular old Pop Culture Addict stickers. So later this week, I have gift baskets for the Was and Riley homes. So got to send those out. Yes, nifty gifties. There's another office mention there. Nifty gifties.
Nifty Galifty.
So, exactly. All right, guys, we're going to jump into the main conversation for tonight because, yeah, Maul Shadow Lord season 1 came to a conclusion today. Episodes 9 and 10 were posted, and I have so many thoughts, feelings, and emotions about this season. This is top tier Star Wars. This is what Star Wars was meant to be, in my opinion. Even before the episodes 9 and 10, this was top tier. And then they went like 9 and 10. They're like, hey, remember how good Star Wars is? We're going to make it better. Here's episodes 9 and 10. So we're going to get into that here in a moment. Oh, and I forgot something. Hold on a second. Hold on. John, talk to the people. Tell them what you think.
Tell them what I think. Okay. So, these 2 episodes were absolutely amazing. It wasn't until today that we actually knew the title of episode 10. Before that, it was just listed as finale. But today we found out it was The Dark Lord, which, makes sense. I mean, but even then, you didn't know for sure just seeing the title there who it was about. I mean, it could be the Dark Lord, the Shadow Lord. It could be somebody else. It could be Palpatine. It could be Vader. It could be, you went to Burger King without me. Never mind that we live 200 miles apart. You went to Burger King without me.
I did. I went to Burger King. I drove. This thing barely fits my giant head. Anyway, I went through Burger King, got a cheeseburger today. I was like, oh, do you guys have the Grogu crowns? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to need one of those. The guy at the drive-thru looked at me like I was a mental health patient.
Well, I mean, Star Wars fans.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not wrong. But in that context, I was a little upset. I'm not going to lie. A little upset in that context. But yeah, look how cool that thing is. It's cool.
Right, that's pretty awesome. I dig it.
And the little ears stick out.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. All right. Please continue now that I've interrupted you.
Yeah. I'm totally sidetracked now. Now I want Burger King. Never mind that I had dinner like an hour ago. Well, I mean, that was Chinese. I should be hungry now anyway. What was I thinking?
Took that long to get hungry, huh?
I'm off track.
Dang it.
But anyway, so this is a unique perspective on everything because Maul he's sort of a victim of everything. He was a victim of Palpatine. He was a victim of, Order 66 really at the end of Clone Wars, and then now he's a victim of Vader.
One of the things I think the best description of Maul comes from Freddie Prinze Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, read Greek mythology. He's Sisyphus, or how do you say that dude's name is?
Yeah, you actually got it right.
I did. Yay! Okay. I mean, he's the guy who's destined for his entire life to not be the winner. He's got to roll this boulder up the hill only to have it roll all the way back down and start over again. Yeah. That's his life. That's his destiny. And there's a really, really good interview out there with Freddie Prinze Jr. explaining.
Yeah.
Explaining.
I think that was one of the last interviews he did too, wasn't it?
It is, because he gets so much crap for, and as he says, he's giving information, not affirmation. If you have a disagreement with what he's saying, which he's 100% spot on everything he said in that interview, just nailed it. If you have problem with it, go talk with Dave Filoni, go talk with George Lucas, because those are the guys who trained him and taught him. Yep. I'm like, it's kind of hard to argue with that, with the guys who created the characters and created the the stories and all that other fun stuff. But
yeah,
it's
actually in season 3, episode 17, at exactly 14 minutes and 33 seconds, the character said this. Yeah, we don't do that.
Oh God, you're a little too accurate with that.
Oh,
actually,
I've been that guy. I've gotten better. Okay,
I got better.
She turned me into a newt.
To a newt. All right.
Yeah, we're on topic.
All right, so I want to. If I don't die, I want to talk about. Two characters in particular that I was a little less than excited they were going to be in this series. But as the series wore on, I got more and more excited because they've actually given them good story. They've given them a quality background. And I'm very excited about what we've seen from them so far. And I'm excited to see what can happen with them in season 2, because we both know how they die. And it's not going to be in this series. And that is Owl and Marok.
Yes. Interestingly, the same person takes them both out.
Yes. Just not in this series.
Right. So they both lose to Ahsoka eventually, which is sort of poetic since she was trained by Anakin, who became Vader. So,
Right. Yeah. Because in Tales of the Jedi, Owl's death is so fast and just bleh. It's just like, it was so disappointing for me.
You would think he was a Jedi Master in Palpatine's office.
Yeah. Yeah. Not very good at all. And you're like, oh, well, he's a sucky Inquisitor. He's awful. And then the same with Marok. Marok has a couple scenes in Ahsoka, and you're like, oh man, this could be really cool. And then next thing you know, it looked like he got Thanos. He's just dust in the wind. He's a Kansas song.
He was a fart in a can.
He was, man. Yeah. It was just all done. I was like, oh man, neither one of these guys had very good outcomes. And so be able to see them in this series so far, have a quality story to show that they're not crappy Inquisitors. They're actually really kind of scary, especially working in tandem.
Right. And it's a matter of like where they are in the scale, because if you compare every character to Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka, and Rex, everybody else kind of looks like a chump.
Right.
But when you compare these Inquisitors to your average beat cop and, an elderly Jedi Master and a sort of trained Padawan who's still a few years away from knighthood, yeah, they're terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. In episode 8, I think it is, when they're chasing Maul and his crew with Rookcast and the two other Zabrakian brothers, Icarus, and I can't remember what the other guy's name is. But that whole fight scene where they're the not the clone troopers, but the stormtroopers are firing down on them, and they're all fighting, and they chase Maul in through that waterfall, and there's that whole fight between them. That is an amazing scene. The lightsaber battles in this series have been just great. And I know that, and it's one of those things where, they can have these amazing fights because it's a lot easier to choreograph it with animation than it is live action humans.
Yeah. You don't need any wire work or extra effects. It's just like, that's what you're doing anyway.
Yeah. You can just go have some fun with it. And they're definitely doing that. I still have hopes for something cool to happen with Marok before his death in the Ahsoka series. But
because
that's a considerable time in the future.
Years out.
Yeah, that's a considerable time in the future. Owl's fixing to die here anytime now.
Yeah, sometime in the next 10 years. I think.
Yeah, 5 to 10 at absolute most.
Yeah. I didn't look at the actual timeline, so I'm just guesstimating here. I
Yeah,
could be
same
wrong.
here. Same here. I have no idea what the actual timeline is. I'm just going by the fact that, Tales of the Jedi, when we see Ahsoka's story, it has to be shortly after the fall of 66.
Mm-hmm.
And, actually, I'm just kind of because if we compare Tales of the Jedi episode with the Ahsoka novel, it's almost immediately after when she meets up with Owl at that farm. And
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which, by the way, if you haven't read or listened to the E.K. Johnston novel Ahsoka, good God, that's an amazing book. Please do. And the audiobook is read by Ashley Eckstein, who is the voice of Ahsoka. So it's even that much better. She does the whole book. It's really, really good. Plus, with Star Wars, they put all the sound effects and everything in. So you get a really cool audio drama.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts on these two before we move along?
Kind of curious where they go with them. I mean, we've got some room here. I'd like to have some backstory, but I also like having them just be these, Vader picked him up somewhere, turned him to the dark side. This is what they do now,
Right.
Not every character needs a super fleshed out backstory.
Correct.
It might be interesting. It might not, but as they are, I'm happy with them.
Yeah, I would agree. The only thing that my only curiosity with it when it comes to the Inquisitors,
Mm-hmm.
I like knowing what Jedi they were before they turned.
Yeah.
Or what Force sensitive character they were. Just out of curiosity. It doesn't mean that I need to have a 10 episode backstory about them, or even a 1 episode backstory. Just in passing that, hey, Marak was Jedi Knight so and so, or Padawan so and so, or whatever would be
The
kind
Grand
of cool.
Inquisitor was a temple guard.
Right, like exactly. Yeah. Like we got to know that in Rebels.
Yeah. Which, I mean, there is the thing with Star Wars where every background character has a name, and then there's a Tales of something anthology story about them. But that just helps sell action figures.
Right. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never own action figures.
And Funkos.
Anyway, and Funkos. Mostly Funkos. They're all up there. Anyway.
Don't go into the light.
I mean, like this feller right here. There you go. There's Barra Sophie as an Inquisitor.
Hey.
So, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at with that. Would I like to know who they were before they became Inquisitors and were renamed? Sure. Do I need to? It's not gonna help or hurt anything. So
yeah.
Either way. All right, let's talk about this. We talked about the lightsaber battles, and we were talking about how cool these guys actually were. And so here we have Uncle Docky. I know he's not Uncle Docky, but I call him Uncle Docky because he called himself Uncle Docky. And I was just trying to see how many times I could say Uncle Docky. So far, I'm at 5. And
if you say it too many times, it loses all meaning.
Uncle Docky, Uncle Docky, Uncle Docky, Uncle Docky. Anyway, and then there's Devin, and then we see Owl and Marak with Maul, of course. And it's just a really cool fight scene because Maul is fighting the Inquisitors. And again, going back to the same sub point of the lightsaber fights in this have just been so very good, so well thought out, and the ferocity of the fights.
Yeah,
it's not just a tink tink tink, and that's one of the things that I think everybody liked about the lightsaber duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan was the seriousness of the fight and the ferocity from Anakin, and it's just there's a lot there.
Yeah, and the heroes, they're heroes in the story. Anyway, the ones we've been following are backed into a corner against this like acid lake, which I love Two Boots. As soon as he sees it, this is the result of illegal dumping. I will report this immediately. And everybody just looks at him. And he has that moment. Oh wait,
Oh
I'm a
wait, that's not
criminal
going to
now.
help us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so my favorite line from him in the whole show.
Yeah.
100%. This is my favorite line from Two Boots is when he says, "I'm surprised you recognize me. I didn't have my boots on."
Yeah. I love it. Like, okay, and that he's Moss from the IT crowd. Just, I
Yeah.
mean,
Wonderful
And-
choice to
and-
voice Two Boots.
still alive at the end of the show. So we get more Two Boots in season 2, which is already apparently well along
In
in production.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this show to
Me
keep
too.
going.
I may have giggled when I found that out.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we're getting more than 2 seasons. I'm hoping we're getting like 4 or 5 because I think that there's a lot of story here that can be told in more than 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll
So
see. Especially because the way this ends, we
Mhm.
have opportunity to see some really cool things going into season 2. But we're going to get into that in just a moment.
Yeah, because we don't know what happens to Maul between here and Solo, and then from Solo to where he shows up in Rebels. Not that
Right,
we
the
need
Twin
every
Sons
minute
episode.
explained, but
No,
there's a lot of
but there's
opportunity.
there's a lot of cool story and I'm more interested in seeing how in seeing how the Dryden Voss, Crimson Dawn, Kira, Maul connection all goes and how that gets set up, and because there's a lot of things that happen with Maul and Crimson Dawn that lead into the Solo movie, and of course later into Twin Sun episode. But
But there's details missing there that I would like to potentially know about if they get to it.
yeah, I'm hoping that we get to see more of how Crimson Dawn gets set up. That's the biggest thing. I want to see how he rules that and how he really does take over the, he's letting Dryden Voss kind of feel like he's in charge. He's the boss. He's the boss Voss. Brandon says, "Oh, guys, not Star Wars related, but have you seen the Clayface trailer?" Yes, I have, and I am very interested. I would like to see more of a trailer than what we've been shown so far, but I think the premise is very cool.
Yep, I agree.
So, I'm very curious as to see what's going to go on with Devin, and we'll get into this here in a little bit more. But she's a very skilled combatant for a Padawan. She's very natural, very strong with the Force, and very strong-willed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was raised as a Jedi, so you get combat skills there. At least 3 years as a child soldier, because I think she's between like 18 and 20 at this point.
Right. So she may have seen some actual battle time during the Clone Wars.
Yeah. And then a year as like a fugitive and refugee scavenging on the edge of society. It makes you a little.
Yeah. So
Easy
she's been
enough.
running she's been running with Daki all this time. They've been trying to stay alive, avoiding the Empire's reach. So, but yeah, you see her in these fights. She's not scared. She's not stepping back. She's not stepping away from Marak and Owl. She's at all times. She's good to go for a fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Which also makes her a prime candidate to be Maul's apprentice, because where Daki's trying to find ways around fighting, she's like, let's go.
Yeah. Because she's probably tired of running and hiding.
Yeah, I think so.
Years of fighting through the whole Clone Wars, suddenly having to hide. It's a complete 180 in behavior.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Going from being to the hero to the villain, with a click of a button, flip of a switch in the clones' heads, all of a sudden she's the bad guy.
Right.
Kind of crazy. So, yeah, I love how Order 66 plays into so many different parts of the storyline, even with what we're seeing here. And although it's not expressly talked about in the series, I think both you and I kind of picked up on that same thing. So here's a person who was a hero in the Republic era, and one thing happens and it's Jedis are the bad guys, and here we are.
Yeah.
So The one thing I was kind of sad about, and because this is another droid that I absolutely loved, and he cracked just some of the little quips from this little guy cracked me up.
Yeah.
Droid's the Maul's droid.
Too soon.
Too soon. Yeah. I was like, why you gotta kill that one?
Actual organic characters are getting killed. People that we've spent some time with on screen. I'm like, not a big deal. Spybot goes down. I'm like,
yeah, why you gotta kill the Spybot? I love this guy. So for those of you playing the home version of the game, the voice actor who voices Spybot in this episode is also the voice of Proxy from the Star Wars Starkiller games, the Force Unleashed games. Yeah. So it's kind of cool that he and Whit got to work on another Star Wars item together.
I'm sure that was complete coincidence.
Complete coincidence. Never once would it be thought of to have voice actors from other shows come back and voice different characters.
With a similar relationship.
Yes. Never has been done before. No, or will it ever happen again?
Right.
It'll totally happen again. But yeah, I was really kind of disappointed about this because I really thought, ooh, it's raining. It's raining good out there. I can hear it.
All right.
It's hitting it. I can hear it through my headphones hitting the roof of the house.
All right. You didn't smell it coming? Really?
Now I'm locked in a room and
okay. That's fair.
So, and I didn't think it was supposed to rain today, so that's even more impressive. So, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting correlation here with Spybot. We've had all these really cool characters killed off. We've got the Zabrakian brothers. One of them gets killed off. I was like, yeah, that's sad. Ooh, cool! They launched him out of the waterfall.
Yeah.
And when he yells out "brother," all I could do was "brother." Anyway, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I didn't even blink. Wasn't sad even for like half a second. They kill Spybot, and I was like, "Oh."
Well, droids are people too.
They are also people poo. But yeah,
some of the best people I know are droids.
Exactly.
Chopper, Scurvy. Oh, I'm sad about that one. Anyway, hi Ben.
I don't like how you just said that. I really don't. Yeah, guys, so he's talking about one of the characters from our Star Wars RPG we play once a month. You can see episode 41. We just posted that last week. Episode
one of the best endings ever.
It's going to be a very similar ending to what we see here coming up in just a couple of slides.
We don't know that. You guys can roll nat 20s, and then we have an alternate timeline where, Anyway.
No, I think that's what's going to happen. We're all wearing our brown pants next game, so at least I will be, because I almost wore them by default last game. So
I need to go back and get a video of you rocking and like curled up in a ball.
Yeah, it was pretty much gonna find my happy place. So yeah. But my happy place does not involve Spybot being dead, but alas, he is. All right. This is what scared the daylights out of everybody, and this is the most okay, so Brooke Cast, who everybody thought was was actually the armorer in Mandalorian. Although I have a long-standing rule, no body, no death. And I am willing to waive that at this point because that man's involved. In the episode, in episode 10, you see her get pulled into the mist. She's like something or someone is out there, and all of a sudden she gets yanked into the mist. And at first, I was like, there must be a really big creature out there, because it's Star Wars. There's always big creatures everywhere.
There's always a bigger fish.
Exactly.
No, there's not a bigger fish.
No. And then you hear the breathing. Yes. I was like, Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's almost like he force pulled her boots because she falls down and then gets drug into the mist.
Yeah.
You hear some thud type noises, some cracking,
Yeah.
and then
She's
Voorhees in
definitely dead.
space.
She's 100% dead. Vader killed her. Vader killed Rookcast.
We also saw him kill Reva twice.
We were just talking about that,
yes,
Ben.
It does.
We were literally just talking about how at the end of our last RPG, I was rocking back and forth trying to find my happy place. But yeah, episode 42 for the Star Wars RPG should be just insane. So, but yeah, so this episode though, this was what I was hoping for in an animated series when you get Darth Vader involved. We had Darth Vader in Star Wars Rebels, but although the characters were afraid of him, they didn't give him the menacing quality. And this is one of the things I like about current Star Wars right now, is that they are allowing Darth Vader to be the villain that he is, to be the absolute problem, the monster that he is. He's 100% the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't believe that, go watch Rogue One when that hallway scene.
Okay, the hallway scene I'll give you.
Yeah. The hallway scene is just, good God.
Because again, he says nothing. He
doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. And then the scene in Kenobi where he's chasing these people down, going through the town, just killing people as he's walking through. Why? Because he's Vader and he can.
Yeah, like not even looking at them, just walking through and just like gesture.
Yeah.
I'm going to drag this person 50 feet face down,
So Shepard the Scout is Ben Riley from our show here. He's one of our live show combatants. He says Vader is basically a zombie cyborg that haunts the dreams of every surviving Jedi. 1,000% correct.
Yes.
1,000% correct. Yeah, he is all of the problems and then some. And I love how they really we really see him being Vader, the way the Force, using the Force. Well, yeah.
But he's never rushing.
He doesn't have to.
No, like every parry, every attack, he's just like, this is where I need to be. Oh, that rock's coming at me? No, it's not. This rock is coming down on your head now. Like, just
he is so strong with the Force that he's a step or two ahead of everybody. He knows where they're going to swing and how they're going to swing and why. And it's so cool to watch when yeah. You had an interesting thought about him earlier, and I'd like you to repeat that on the live. We were chatting about him basically being Jason.
Oh yeah. So he's not a person at this point. He is a monster. He is just like a horror movie creature, just lumbering towards the victims one step after another. It doesn't matter how fast they run. It doesn't matter how far they run, what obstacles they put in the way. Yes, you don't need to move fast when you have aura. That's right. He's relentless. It doesn't matter. He's going to get you. You're going to die because he knows all of your moves, because he invented half of your moves.
Yes.
Which that goes back to what Maul was saying about fighting the Inquisitors, is you can't fight them like Jedi. Because they were Jedi. They know those moves. You have to do something different.
Yes. You have to fight with aggression.
Yes.
Which is something that what we see in the next slide, Uncle Docky was not willing to do.
Nope.
He was fighting to defend and prevent loss of life.
Right. And I actually like that there was a little thing in this moment where when Docky assumed that pose, the Obi-Wan pose,
Yes.
Vader hesitated for a second.
Yes, he does.
Because the last time he saw that pose, that we saw him see that pose, he got his butt handed to him. Well, his arm and his legs handed to him.
See,
he kept his butt.
Well, what didn't get burned off? Those cheeks might have got welded together. We don't know.
I mean, he landed face down. Anyway.
That fire went from what was left of his legs to the top of his head. There's a good chance it's anyway.
Yeah. But I appreciate that little moment, that, and like when the Marok was standing over the TK trooper, kind of questioning him, and then Marok moved on, and the trooper's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Burnt butt still attached.
Rump roast.
So does when he walk, do we hear sandpaper?
Oh,
or does the soaking in the Bacta tank all that time, does that help put moisture back into the burnt skin?
Wait. So would that count as sand being coarse and rough and getting everywhere?
Oh no. Yes.
I would apologize.
Yes, it would. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So but that's not even the highlight of this. The fight between Daki and with Devin and this is just the tank just makes it sound wet. His butt's moist. It's moist rump roast.
It squelches. It's moist and it squelches. You're welcome, Kathleen.
There's a thought. Oh. But that, like I said, that wasn't even the best fight. And it was a good fight. It really was. The best one is right out of the pages of a hopeful Star Wars What If. Maul versus Vader. This has been in the comics. It's been you can do it in video games. We've never had it in anything Star Wars canon yet.
Right.
Until now.
Yeah.
And for all of those out there who thought Maul could defeat Vader, you're sadly mistaken. Maul is a very skilled force wielder. He has an awful lot of power. He does not have Darth Vader power.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Maul is even more machine than Vader is at this point.
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't need it to breathe, but, from like here down, he's machine.
Agreed.
Interesting. Yeah. But yeah, their fight was somehow this series has from the beginning is like, okay, this is really good. And the next episode took it up a notch, and then up a notch, and then up a notch. And then we got to this. And dear Lord.
Well, it's been kind of funny because for the last few weeks, after every episode is released, John and I are messaging each other back and forth with the, "Oh my God, this is so cool. Oh my God, this is so cool. Did you see that? Did you see this? That is so cool." And we have been just living our best nerd life over the last couple of weeks with this series. And the things that we got to see this morning, yeah, there was a lot of nerd giggles.
Yep.
And yeah, just a lot of cool things that were shared in our conversation. But yeah, just Vader's presence alone is like 100-pound weights being tied to your ankles. Absolutely. The stall, I love the comment that Maul makes while they're fighting. And I think it's actually this scene, or maybe it's when they turn the anim, it's not turning the camera, but they rotate the perspective, and they're standing there with their sabers against each other in this moment. And Maul says, "What are you?"
Yeah.
He doesn't know who this is yet.
Right.
And that to me is the coolest thing.
Yeah. Because even though these are prominent characters in the story of Star Wars, at this point, this is actually the third time they've been within 20 feet of each other.
Yeah.
Maul
I
tried
think
to
it's
run
their
Anakin
first.
over,
Yeah.
then in the hangar, and now.
Right. But all the other times that he has been around Anakin was little.
Yeah.
And so this is their first time truly interacting with one another. So yeah, this is a whole different ball game. And Vader's a whole different character than Anakin Skywalker.
Yep.
So
because Anakin would have been making smart remarks and being flippant. Vader is just, I'm here to kill you.
Yeah. You can die. You can die. You can die. Who's next? But yeah, even with the fight with Maul, and Maul is coming at him, and he's disconnected the two sabers, and he's coming at him with, instead of being a double-ended saber, he's got two individual sabers, and he's coming at Vader with those. Vader's still just one-handed, not even going with two hands, just one hand, just almost like he's swatting flies away. That's the power of Vader versus the power of Maul. Maul is powerful. Anakin is the chosen one.
Yeah.
So to lead to the balance of the Force. Just this is one heck of a way to lead to the season finale, and they do a really, really good job of setting up the season finale. I forgot to add one picture into our slides, so I'm going to bring that up real quick. As soon as I find it, here we go. This. Yeah. So this is Devin. For those of you who aren't familiar with the character, this is Devin. This is Daki's Padawan. And the whole time, this is the one that Maul has been trying to seduce, to bring to the dark side, to be his apprentice, to be his acolyte, dare I say. We need an acolyte season 2, people. Make it happen, Star Wars. But up until episode 10, she has been uninterested, disinterested, however you want to say it. I mean, okay, not interested enough to do anything about it.
Still trying to hold on to the old way of the dark side is wrong.
Yeah. Holding on to the thought, the belief. But something you said earlier, I think, is also what makes a whole lot of sense here. We have somebody who's gone from being a child soldier to being the hero to being now the villain of the story because of the change of perspective, who's tired of being hunted, who's tired of having I think she's tired of having a master who is willing to hide in the shadows and see what I did there? Shadow Lord. Anyway, and just not do the things that she thinks needs to be done to preserve life. But here's Maul, who's willing to fight for what he wants, and she feels like he's speaking the truth to her. And I think that's where the one of the season-ending scene kind of comes in.
Right. And an interesting thing about Maul, I'm watching him through the whole series. He never actually lies.
Right.
Everything he says is factually correct.
From a certain point of view.
Right. So he's never lied to her. I mean, he's hidden the part where he force pushed her master into Vader, and that's why Daki died. But that's just not including a detail. That's an omission.
That's an omission. That's not a lie.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Ben says, also from Maul's perspective, this dude just appeared from nothing. Maul didn't know who the next apprentice would be, and probably doesn't know if Vader is truly alive. Yeah, I don't think he knows if Anakin's truly alive. He knows. I think he has a knowledge of who and what Vader is. I think that has to have spread through the galaxy by this point. that
Mhm.
there's that with the because he knows about the Inquisitors, so I have to believe that he knows that what Vader or who that Vader's a thing. Does he know who
Yeah.
Vader is? I doubt it. So
Because at the end of Clone Wars, Maul knew that Anakin was the key to Palpatine's plans, but then publicly, at least, Anakin was dead.
yeah,
He died protecting the Chancellor from the Jedi.
right.
And so, yeah, what is this thing that's can use the Force, but it's mostly machine? I mean, Maul of all people to be asking about that, but
Right.
yeah, he's never encountered anything else quite like this.
No, not even a little bit. It's really kind of a cool scenario. And in the way the season 1 ends is that Maul looks at her and is going and talking to her, and she says, "I'm ready."
Yeah.
She's ready to be Maul's apprentice. She's willing to take on the training because he's offered it to her a couple other times, and each time she said no.
Right.
Now, does this character become Darth Talon, which
Yeah.
everybody's hoping and suspecting, and all these different things? And I almost wonder if that's why they put her in this light.
Yeah, I
Is
don't
it
think so.
foreshadowing? Filoni is very good at foreshadowing.
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't think it is either, but I'm playing
yeah.
devil's advocate for the moment.
No, interestingly, I mean, I wake up in the morning, I'm watching whatever, and then I'm on Reddit, every break I get at work after that. And people are speculating, well, where does she go? We don't have any information. We didn't know anything about Ahsoka either when she first showed up.
Right.
And people thought, well, it's Anakin's apprentice. She has to die at Order 66. We know she didn't.
And yet she doesn't.
It's a big galaxy. It's a wide timeline.
Bye, Ben.
Thanks for
Thank you
hanging
for
out.
stopping in.
So
May
we
the
don't know
Fourth be
where
with
she
you as
goes.
well.
I mean, for all we know, she finally finds out about Master Daki on Malachor 5 and leaves Maul there. And that's
Could be,
where
yeah.
Ezra picks him up. But we don't know. This is a new character with a new story, and I love that.
I do too. There's
Like,
so
in all
much to
reality-
flesh out here.
Yeah. I mean, she'll be, I did the math on this, she'd be about 70 at the end of Rise of Skywalker,
Okay.
which
If
for
she's
a
still
Force
alive
user,
by that time.
yeah, exactly. But for a Force user, they age a little more slowly, they have longer lives. She could be the villain a couple years after that.
Yeah, she
In
could
the
be
Rey movie,
in the Rey trilogy, which would be really cool.
or
to have Rey
between
fighting Talon.
yeah, or between Jedi and Force Awakens. She could be in there
Yeah.
somewhere. We don't know. I look forward to finding out.
I do too.
I also hope they use Grogu to jump us a couple centuries into the future, and we can just skip past all of the arguing about Episode 9.
I would have liked that very much as well. I've decided that until we know more about her, I am decided to call Devin Cotton Eye Joe, because we need to find out where did she come from and where did she go.
Well, we know where she came from.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Kind of, sort of.
But we don't know where she's going, and we're going to find
Exactly.
out. Season 2, we don't have any firm details on. And sorry, my spring allergies are killing me right now. My nose itches so badly. We don't know for sure when season 2 of this series will air. But I guarantee you, I will be glued to my television waiting for it to happen. So, but yeah.
Me too.
All right. Any parting thoughts on Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord?
I'm still sad that the series we get are only like 6 to 10 episodes for pretty much everything anymore.
I'm really hoping that that they were using this as a test run to see if how this would go, that type of thing. I mean, Clone Wars and Rebels were both 15 to 20 episodes long.
Yeah. But by having those filler episodes were really the character moments that made us care about them enough that when,
So when Kanan
Echo
does
died,
die,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an emotional attachment there, 100%. So I'm hoping that we have some of those moments with Devin and with, and one of the things we didn't mention is, you know, I don't think it's shown on screen, but Lawson did die, right?
We don't see him die, and this goes back to your no body, no death.
No death. You're right.
But we
So I
saw
was
him
just
die.
making-
We saw him die just as much as we saw Tech die.
Right.
But we also saw Riva get stabbed through the chest twice with lightsabers, and she survived.
We've
So
seen
I don't
Sabine
know.
get stabbed. So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, he
'Cause I'm-
actually lived.
Right. Because I mean, at the moment, we believe Lawson to be dead. His son is still alive. Two Boots is still up and going. Even I can't believe you didn't recognize me. I didn't have my boots on. So yeah. So
Yeah.
I love that line. Can't believe you
Oh, yeah.
noticed me, or
Right.
whatever he said it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful character, Two Boots. Love that.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Yeah. I will say the only thing that I was kind of disappointed in, man, my nose is itching. Woo. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed in with this episode, not this episode, but with this series, two things. Number one, not enough of it.
Yep.
And I really need to see 15 to 20 episodes, especially for an animated series. There's no reason for only 10 episodes, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. There might be great reasons behind the scenes that I'm just not aware of, and I'm willing to give that. But also, I mean, as much as I want more Sam Witwer being Darth Maul as much as I can get him, and I'll take as much as they will give me. But then also the other thing is that what was the other thing? Holy crap! I just went around the circle and completely forgot where I was going with this.
It happens at your age.
We're the same age. Shut up.
You're older.
Not by much.
A couple of years.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Yeah. I just like being a jerk sometimes.
No, you're doing a great job at it right now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. What was the other thing it's gonna bug me, and I know that I'll like randomly in like an hour I'm gonna remember, and I'll message you about it. Or I'll add it as a comment into the show comments,
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah. Season 1 in the books. So
yeah.
and
then
look at that one more time.
Later this month we get Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes.
That'll be interesting.
I think here's the thing, and I you know me, I'm not one to, I don't typically bag on anything Star Wars, just because that's not really what I do and how I do things. I think this is going to be a fun movie. It's going to be it's what I call a popcorn movie. You sit down, you enjoy the popcorn, you get some explosions, some sounds, you get the pew pews, all that kind of fun stuff. I just don't know that there's going to be anything in this movie that's groundbreaking, or if I'm hoping that Mandalorian and Grogu is not a standalone and pushes us into something else to help set the table for something else.
Yeah, and in the previews where, Mando is saying that the kid's going to live centuries beyond me, I think that is setting things up for,
I hope so,
the future.
For
the distant
Grogu
future.
to be the next Yoda. I mean, it's easy to make the comparison, the line draw, because same species.
Or the next
We don't know
Mandalorian.
nothing. Yeah, could be.
Or some cool new fusion of the two.
There you go.
Everybody has to deal with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. I'm very curious, especially because it's going to be on IMAX. So I got to get. Which reminds me, I still haven't bought my tickets for that.
It's also going to be in 3D.
I don't know that I want to see it in 3D. I'm not a big 3D movie fan, but I do like movies on the IMAX. So that'll be what I'll head for, is the IMAX.
Yeah. But we saw the Super Mario Galaxy in 3D. My kid loved it. Love the 3D effect, like kept the glasses. So if that's how she wants to see it, that's how I'm going to see it.
Hey,
that's how it works.
There's nothing wrong with that. Go for it.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. As a reminder, this week on Pop Culture Addicts, we have an interview with Joe Sanfilippo. Joe is the narrator and lead actor on the Euro and the Argonauts book, which was written by one of our favorite guests, Mr. Joshua Pruitt, who's a writer for Doctor Who and Phineas and Ferb, and he wrote for Mystery Science Theater 3000 and a whole bunch of other stuff. Josh just got some really cool stuff. But I talked with Joe about his time on Euro and the Argonauts. He's got some really cool behind the scenes stories for Ever After High and the direction that he got for Euro and the Argonauts to give the voice to Euro, which was basically a warbly Michael J. Fox is basically how they voiced him. And if you go listen to the audiobook, you'll see exactly what I mean. But he does a really good job as a narrator and doing the voice of the lead character Euro. Some really cool stuff there. Nice stories from Joe, and that's available now on all your podcast providers, and of course here on our YouTube channel. You can check that out. Coming up Wednesday is Andy Merrill. He is the voice of Brack from Space Ghost Coast to Coast and the Brack Show. He also does some voice work on Kif. He's also Oglethorpe from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And he does some really cool, wacky characters. And so that will be out this upcoming Wednesday. And if you have been a fan of Brack for any time, you know exactly what the I Love Beans theme of the show is and why we titled it that. There's a cool Brack song out there called I Love Beans. There it is. I told you. I told you what it was anyway.
Yeah.
So, but that, of course, will be out on all your favorite podcast platforms. And, of course, again, here on our YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out. And if you haven't by now, make sure you click like and subscribe. Doing so really helps us to continue to grow, get amazing guests on our show, and have cool content for you guys to be able to listen to. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in. John, you got any parting shots?
No, but I'm trying to remember when our next game is because I have to have stuff ready by then. But it's okay. We'll sort out the details.
Yeah, it's gonna be early June, but I don't remember exactly what date we picked, but I thought we picked a date. I have to go back and check. The chat.
All right.
But we'll get it
I'm really
out.
excited.
Episode 42 is the answer for everything. 42 is the answer.
I'm feeling inspired after today. I was inspired before today.
I'm aware. Oh, I'm aware.
Wear your brown pants.
And on that note, may the force be with you as you continue to live long and prosper. Goodbye. Reference to any specific product or entity mentioned on this podcast does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Pop Culture Addicts. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. If you have questions about this disclaimer, please contact us via email at info@pcapod.com.